much. Thank you for being here. Hey, before we go, I've been saying this stuff for a little while now, and I'm going to keep saying it because it fucking matters. So before you go, just a couple minutes of your time, I'm going to tell you a fucking story about, I was born in Berlin in the 80s, and my mother's German, my father was in the military, and back then we had the wall. And the wall divided not just East and West Berlin and East and West Germany, but East and West in the world, in a way. And in that time, there was what was called the DDR. It was like one of the most oppressive, authoritative regimes on the eastern side of that wall. And they controlled media, they controlled culture, because they knew that that was a way to keep people from rising up against them. But this fucking amazing thing started to happen in the mid to late 80s. Radio waves started coming across that wall, bringing punk fucking rock music. And the amazing thing is that these kids, like 17, 18, 19-year-old kids, some of them, they understood the message immediately. They didn't know anything about punk. They didn't know the fashion. They didn't know anything. They just heard these stories. It was their story. The story is, you're being fucked over. You're being controlled. You're being divided for profit and for power. And you're being pitted against each other so that we can keep taking advantage of you. So these kids, they understand these bands, Clash, Sex Pistols, Dead Kennedys. And they said, you know what? We can fucking do that too. So they got in these old bombed out buildings from the Second World War, or churches, or anywhere that they felt a little safe away from the prying eye of the government. And they started making their own music, and they started telling their own version of that same story. And because of that, that fucking government said, you are subversive, you're divisive, you are Western, you're whatever. And they started to put them in prison. Kids, some of them. But the amazing thing is, you can't stop nature. You can't stop fucking people from wanting to be free. And eventually, those kids, we write off these, younger people in history as not capable or whatever, and they're doing it right now. They're saying, oh, you don't have no intention. You don't know. You're stupid. You're on fucking social media all the time, which is kind of true, but whatever. But they're telling you this narrative because they don't want you to do the same thing that those kids did, because those kids got together and they brought that fucking wall down and they got their freedom. So I want to make it very clear to you why I'm talking, giving you like the goddamn history lesson. It's not hypothetical. It's not something that happens if we let it. We are in fascism. It's now. It's fucking now. You see it with our support of what's happening in Palestine. You see it all over with the economic situation. It is now. So keep these fucking places like this here, Saturn. Keep these places in this scene going, because this shit is where you're going to get together. And very, very soon, again, not down the road, soon, we are going to have to organize. We are going to have to come together as a community, and it's going to be scary, and it's going to suck. But you look around you, these are the people that you're going to see tearing down fucking walls together. So, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. One last thing. My beautiful partner, Scarlett, is back there at the merch. We've got merch and stuff. She runs a cat rescue. It's called Odd Paws Rescue. Please go check that out. She is saving lives of cats, and obviously I love cats, so go support her. Thank y'all so much. We'll be hanging out. Tip your fucking bartenders. Do not drink and drive. Thanks again to Wax Fur, and seriously, that was fucking awesome. We'll see you next time. Stay strange. Take care.